Hey guys, welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here, your continued love and support on the channel. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, welcome. I'd also encourage you to check out my main tarot channel, Moon Moth Goddess, where I do have a bunch of other pick a card readings posted for you guys in playlists. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing what is your biggest self-love lesson to learn, and how do you show yourself more love? So we do have 3 piles for you guys to choose from. Today, pile number 1 is going to be Electra, the Amber Star. It says, let go, I surrender and allow myself to grieve. And that is with this blue rose quartz crystal for pile 1. Pile number 2, we have Asterope, the Cosmos Ascend, and it says I connect to oneness and expand my awareness. And that is with this Druzy Agate little star for pile 2. And then pile number 3 is going to be Merope, the Medicine Woman, Heal. And it says, I nurture and nourish my body, mind, body, and soul. And that is with this Smokey Citrine crystal for pile number 3. So if you do feel drawn to more than one pile for this reading today, that is perfectly okay. So take your time, pause the video if you need to see which crystal or artwork card you do feel the most drawn to. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So those of you that resonated with Electra, the Amber Star, this is going to be a reading. So we'll see how this is playing into your reading today. We're going to pull your tarot and see what is your biggest self-love lesson to learn. And how do you show yourself more love? So let's see. So I think I'm going to do the top up here. I'm going to do your biggest self-love lesson to learn. And then on the bottom, we will do how do you show yourself more love. So let's see, pile 1. What is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? What is pile 1's biggest self-love lesson to learn? We have the Tower, okay? And then you have the Amber Star with let go. So I feel like the Tower is perfect, as the Tower really helps us to release, break things down, remove things. What is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? We have, yep, look at that, the 5 of Cups. This is, I surrender and allow myself to grieve. And the 5 of Cups can be about grief, loss, pain, you know, holding on to a lot of heavy feelings, emotions. Okay, so let's see what else. What is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? Releasing emotions. How to allow yourself to feel your feelings, you know, to learn how to pay attention to what you're feeling, let's just say, as opposed to someone else's feelings, or worrying about others, or putting other people's feelings ahead of yours. I feel like is something here for you, pile 1. Let's see what else. What is pile 1's biggest self-love lesson? You know, because the 5 of Cups can also be when we're holding on to guilt, shame, regret, okay? So allowing yourself to feel your feelings, right? And checking in with self about the feelings that you're holding on to. Okay, let's see what else. What is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? We have the Page of Cups, okay? And the Page of Cups really is self-love. You know, taking time to Nurture yourself. This may also be the inner child, okay? Nurturing or healing your inner child. And some of you, this pain that you're experiencing here with the Five of Cups, painful emotions, could even be something that are coming from childhood, okay? Let's see what else. What is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? We have strength, okay? Let's get one more. And we have the Hermit. Okay, so yes, I love this message, pile one, because you have the Amber Star here with let go. I'm going to put this over here with let go. And the Amber Star is the integration of the solar plexus chakra. Okay, the shadow side of the solar plexus is grief. Okay, holding on to that emotion. So this card is talking about you allowing yourself to mourn, allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to heal, so that you can release these energies and have your power, in a sense, restored. Okay, and then you have the Strength card here, which is also the solar plexus. Okay, so it could be that holding on to a lot of these feelings, these emotions, and a need for nurturing, healing them, right? Paying attention to them. Okay, and I feel like that is a huge message of you learning to love yourself, is by you honoring your own feelings, your own emotions, right? And how they are affecting your level of confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth, right? Like I said, for some of you, it could even be that, you know, putting other people's feelings and emotions before your own. And, you know, sometimes not taking that time to really look within inside of the self to see how you're doing, how you're feeling. And then you have the Hermit energy here as one of your lessons. And the Hermit is about introspection, reflection, times of solitude, you time, okay? Having you time and putting yourself first, okay? The Hermit is an energy where we, kind of remove ourselves away and have that little time for ourselves to really kind of deep dive into the self, to think about, our feelings and our emotions, and, give that time back to yourself. And maybe for some of you, it's a daily practice that you check in with yourself, every day, and make it part of your daily kind of thing to, sit quiet for as much time as you, I feel like, have. Of course, some people have like super busy schedules, but I'm feeling like schedule yourself in, schedule yourself into time that you can really spend to honor what feelings or emotions that you have even just that day, like the stresses, the things that you're holding on to. And, it's often that we go through days where we'll have certain things that kind of come up or pop in from our past, and we're feeling, emotions and feelings, and sometimes it feels like they're coming up at not the right times. I've had this happen to me at times where I've had like stuff that would come up from childhood or even past relationships, like while I was at work. And, it's kind of like awkward because all of a sudden you're getting like teary, watery eyes with the memory or something kind of coming up. And instead of being able to kind of honor those feelings and those emotions in that moment, we kind of suppress them again, right? So this hermit time allows you to kind of take some time for yourself. And so I'm feeling like this is the biggest lesson for you, is to make time for yourself, time to rest, time for calm, quiet, disconnecting from social media, from, TV, radio, silence, just time for you, okay? time in seclusion, and time to really kind of deep dive into what it is that you're feeling. Okay, so what I want to do now, let's see, I'll put this over here. Let's look now at how do you show yourself more love, which I'm kind of seeing with that message. I feel like that is something that's helpful to show yourself more love, is by you taking time for you, a time out, you know, time to nurture yourself. Yeah, okay, so let's see. How do you show up? How do you show yourself more love? Pile 1. How do you show yourself more love? Okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. How do you show yourself more love? Pile 1. 4 of Wands. How does pile 1 show themselves more love? We have the Knight of Swords. We also have the Sun. And we have the Lovers. Okay. Okay. So, again, we have solar plexus energy here. A lot of solar plexus energy that's coming through. Okay, so what I'm kind of getting from this, I'm noticing that we have, actually I'm seeing it almost in every card. In the Lovers card, we have 2 people. The Sun card, we have 2 people. Here we have 3, but I'm noticing like even the little pillars in the back. There's 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 of these here, you know, the wands here, the 2 people here, the 2 statues here. So a lot of this to me is about you taking action towards creating more stability and harmony in your own life. Okay? I'm feeling like a lot of this is about balance, but you do have the 8 of Pentacles energy here. And the 8 of Pentacles is about self-mastery. It's about a lot of hard work, dedication, commitment that you're putting into yourself. Okay? So to me, this is about you taking the time to invest in you. Like I said earlier with that Hermit, you time. Okay? The 4 of Wands is also a card of happiness, stability, security, also a card of harmony. Okay? And it could be so you surrounding yourself with people that are supportive, loved ones, because we do have the Lovers energy here, which doesn't just necessarily have to be a romantic partner. It can also be, you know, someone who's close to us, whether that be a friend, a family member. But the Lovers is also about you finding union within the self, okay? And about really honoring what your heart is guiding you towards within this lifetime, okay? Making decisions, I feel like, and being confident within them. The Sun is also a very beautiful energy of vitality and happiness, joy. And I feel like that is really about you surrounding yourself with a network of people who are bringing in supportive, loving energy for you. I feel like a lot of that has to do with you being selective with who you allow into your circle, okay? Paying attention to the energies and the way that you feel around, maybe even certain family members, friends, things of that nature, okay? Doing things that you love, things that bring you joy, things that bring you happiness. And like I said, I feel like a lot of this is you committing time for yourself. You know, like I said, sometimes we have a tendency to kind of want to, you know, focus on others and instead of ourself. Okay. So maybe this is for some of you, even taking a break from work, and making sure that you plan time for kind of like leisure time, time for you. I feel like as well. Let's see what else. Yeah, and I'm noticing, like I said, a lot of this solar plexus energy here with the strength card, the sun, and then your card here of the amber star. I surrender and allow myself to grieve. Okay, so yes, I'm definitely feeling this is, like I said, honoring your feelings, your emotions, and just kind of basically taking time for you. I feel like if there's someone or something in your life that is not bringing in a balanced or harmonious energy, then that can be about you letting, not necessarily, well, you could let a person know, you know, maybe set some boundaries as well. But the Knight of Swords is also very direct, clear, confident actions, communication. So some of you, it can be learning how to speak up, learning how to be confident, to stand up for yourself, to voice, you know, your feelings, your emotions, whatever it is that you're feeling. Okay. And yeah, I feel like just definitely surrounding yourself with people that are loving, that are supportive. If there's any, I would feel like lower vibrational energies or things that you're, you know, surrounding yourself with, is to just kind of take a look, right, at what things, because I feel like a lot of this is about balance, alignment. So whether it be friends, your job that you work out, certain relationships that you're in, you know, if they're not making you feel happy, fulfilled, balanced, harmonious, stable, grounded, right? Then it could be that going back to that tower energy, releasing, right? A need for cutting, removing someone out of your life that is not bringing in this harmonious, balanced energy. And that's how you can really, I feel like, show yourself more love, is by surrounding yourself with beautiful energy, beautiful people, beautiful, supportive people. And if there's someone in your life that is not bringing forth that type of energy, you know, is it really serving you? I feel like is something to definitely think about. Okay, so let's get into some more oracle messages here, and we'll put this one up there, and let's actually go into these ones here. Okay, so pile one, what is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? Okay, so we've got pamper here. We have pamper, and we also have action. Okay, so this looks like taking action towards more self-care with pamper here. It says self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. Okay? Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. And then we have action here. And it says baby steps are still steps, and they're better than standing still. Okay. So let's see what else. Biggest self-love lesson, and how does pile one show themselves more love? We have kindness, and it says, what if being kind to yourself really could change everything? Okay, and I feel like a part of that is you watching your words. Okay, the way in which you communicate with yourself, your inner dialogue. Okay, being kind to yourself, being loving towards yourself in the same way that you would put forth energy towards another person, right? A loved one, a partner, a friend. What if you could give that to yourself? Okay, so Let's see what else. Pile 1, your biggest self-love lesson to learn and how you show yourself more love. We have your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. Okay? So I feel like this may also help with paying attention to any fears that you have come up, and also recognize if there are certain fears, certain insecurities, things of that nature, that you work on changing the thoughts surrounding it, right? Feelings, emotions, where those fears or any other lower vibrational energies that the ego can sometimes bring forth, taking a look at how you can change, right? And of course, it's not just about changing, our thoughts, because if we're, we hold on to a lot of feelings and emotions, it goes deeper than that, right? So it's not just about changing our thoughts. It takes a lot of inner work, to change the feelings and the emotions associated with that, as trauma, or people that have gone through some really challenging situations in their life. A lot of that trauma from certain experiences is something that is stored within the body. Okay, so there again, that release of energy, feelings, emotions. Okay, and I feel like the energy of love is something that is our birthright. Okay, so it's understanding that although we do have an ego, right, we're going to have those thoughts and feelings and emotions that are connected into the ego, but is us not allowing the ego, in a sense, to control, right? To control us in a sense that's keeping us in a lower vibrational energy. Okay, so let's see what else. Maybe recognizing, is this coming from my soul? Is this coming from a place of love, or is this coming from a place of my ego? Okay, and just kind of monitor your thoughts or feelings or emotions kind of surrounding that, so you can start to begin to recognize the difference and how that impacts the way that you feel, throughout your days, and being more mindful, I feel like, about changing away from those, working on them, right? That 8 of Pentacles is a lot, like I said, a lot of hard work that we put into the self. Okay, let's see. How does pile number 1 show themselves more love? We have commit to self-care rituals. Okay, so again, another message about self-care. So you can see here, she's got cucumbers over her eyes, So whatever you do, whatever makes you feel pampered, things that you can do for yourself, whether that is going out and getting a massage, doing facials, or painting your nails, or anything, that makes you feel good. Maybe for some of you, it's making yourself a healthy meal, or making sure that you're drinking enough water throughout the day. Okay, let's see what else. Pile number 1, how do you show yourself more love? We have practice feng shui, create a sacred space. Okay, so creating a little sacred space for yourself in your home, something that you can come to, relax, meditate if you enjoy meditation. Maybe even a little space where you can just, well, she's got some little tarot cards here, but for those of you that maybe like to journal, a little quiet space that you can do that, or even reading. Okay. We also have trust your intuition. She's always right. Okay. So the intuition being our feminine energy. Trust your intuition, right? That can definitely be a way that you can show yourself more love, is by connecting in with your feminine energy, right? Nurturing the self. Let's see what else. for pile number 1. We have positivity. And it says, if you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. Okay? So that may be something that's helpful, especially if you are someone who has a tendency to think negative thoughts a lot, right? By being a little bit more mindful of where those thoughts might be coming from. Let's see what else. Right? Are they coming again from ego? Right? Fear-based. Let's see. We have body. And it says, show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. Okay? So learning to really love yourself, right? That's a lot of body positive. Okay? And, you know, sometimes that can be a struggle, you know, for some people, especially if you are someone who has any type of, you know, body dysmorphic disorders, or have dealt with any type of eating disorders, right? Or feeling ashamed or humiliated, or any other types of, you know, things that you may have gone through that have made you not feel comfortable with yourself, okay? It can be taking time to, you know, look in the mirror every day, and instead of looking at, you know, all your flaws and you know, all the things that we feel like is wrong with us, and my hair is not thick enough, and it's not long enough, and I don't like my skin, and all of these things, look at yourself in the mirror and tell, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like a lot of you picking out things that you love about yourself, okay? And kind of work your way through, I feel like, those exercises of replacing those thoughts of dislike with ones, you know, and tell yourself how beautiful, how amazing, how handsome you really are, okay? So of course that can be something that requires, you know, the assistance of medical professionals, you know, if it's something that is a little bit of a deeper issue for you, okay? But yes, practicing body positivity. Let's see what else. How do you show yourself more love, right? And that also, I feel like, goes back to being kind to yourself, right? Are you mean to yourself with your body, right? Are you comparing yourself to other people? You know, especially with social media, the way that it is, all of this, you know, people using filters and everything to make it seem like their body is like perfect, you know, puts a lot of stress, pressure, you know, things like that, where we start to look at ourselves that is unfiltered, where you're looking at filtered pictures, let's just say on Instagram, that aren't even real. And then feeling like, oh, well, if I don't look like this, then that means that I'm not attractive, or I'm not good enough, right? So yeah, I feel like a lot of that goes back to, are we being kind to ourselves? Okay, so let's see here. How do you show yourself more love? Pile number 1. We have trusting in divine timing, okay? So that can be, you know, learning how to be more accepting of certain things, you know, especially with certain things that you're wanting to kind of come into your life. Learning how to accept, I feel like, the divine timing and the way that spirit works. We also have, I am a healer. Okay. It looks like there she's focusing on healing her chakras here. And right there, she's right over the heart chakra, a little bit of that solar plexus. Okay? And we all have the abilities to heal the self. Okay? We all do. However, you can, of course, go to a healer, you know, someone with more experience, or even one that is teaching you, you know, ways in which you can heal the self. So let's get some other messages here. Pile number 1. How do you show yourself more love? We have you're not for everyone. And it says embrace your weirdness and face your true north. Okay, so this to me kind of speaks a lot about feeling of us needing to be accepted or validated by other people. Okay. And I feel like this more or less is having to kind of break away from feeling that need to please, right? And if someone doesn't like us for who we are, that's not a you problem, that's a them problem. And that may also be like a showing you right there, going back to that 4 of Wands. Does this person really deserve to be around you, you know, in your life, in your presence? Okay, so don't feel the need to kind of have to fit in, you know, because there's, you know, people that are around you that feel like you need to act a certain way or be a certain way, or you feel uncomfortable because you cannot be yourself. Okay, then I feel like that just means that those are not your people, right? Those are not your people. Okay, so let's see here. Learn to love yourself as you are. We have all paths lead home, and it says inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. Okay, so kind of going back to the message with the Hermit. Okay, taking time for you, introspection, reflection, checking in with yourself. We also have lifting the veil, and it says questioning everything and anything unaligned must go. Okay, and sometimes that is like a rude wake-up call for us sometimes when we have, you know, people in our life that are not being supportive, or they're not treating us in a way that we really should be treating. That is you kind of like having a wake-up call in a sense, you know? Does this connection, does this relationship, does this friendship serve me? Or is it something that is throwing my energy out of alignment by keeping it or holding on to it? Okay, so I'm going to leave this reading here for you, pile number 1. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. So those of you that resonated with the cosmos ascend, I connect to oneness and expand my awareness. And I was mispronouncing this earlier. It's Easteruppy. I think Easteruppy. Okay, so let's pull your tarot, and I feel like I'm going to do on the top row, we're going to do your biggest self-love lesson to learn, and then on the bottom row we'll do how do you show yourself more love. So let's see, pile number 2. So let's see, pile 2, what is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? What is pile 2's biggest self-love lesson to learn? What is pile 2's biggest self-love lesson to learn? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Biggest self-love lesson to learn for pile 2. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the 5 of Cups. Okay, so lots of cups here. Biggest self-love lesson to learn for pile 2. And wow, 4 of Cups, look at that. So 4, 5, 7, and 8 of Cups, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so your 4 of Cups energy here, this can be when we are feeling discontent, unhappy, and definitely feeling our emotions are not really in balance. And this, because we do have the 5 of Cups energy here, being in this 4 of Cups energy can definitely move into that 5 of Cups, where we start to feel a lot of very heavy, difficult, challenging emotions that we're dealing with. And the 5 of Cups is very heart-heavy feelings, feelings of feeling hopeless, pain, loss, grief. We can even be holding on to guilt, regret, shame, okay? With the 4 of Cups energy here, when we're feeling like this, especially with any of these, the 4 or 5 of Cups energy here, there's a need for us to not be afraid of asking for help, okay? Because going into these energies can be very challenging, and this can really bring us down. The 5 of Cups can even move into a place of depression, okay? When we are really, and as I'm saying that, the kind of outside, I feel like there's kind of like a bunch of clouds that are passing over the sky. So it's kind of like making the room darker right now, you know? So it kind of makes me feel like this energy where you just kind of feel like you have this dark cloud kind of hovering over you, to the point where it makes you feel unhappy with your life as a whole. You know, our emotions can be very challenging and can really affect us, okay? As I'm sure many of you that have dealt with any type of depression, you know, or because of the 4 of Cups energy can also talk about feeling of rejection, okay? And it doesn't just have to be romantic partners. It can be by friends, family members. And I'm noticing here the 8 of Cups energy here can also talk about emotional abandonment. Okay, so if you ever had someone, or you've been through an experience where someone has left you, or you've been ghosted, you've been neglected emotionally by a family member, friend, romantic partner, or you've gone through or have abandonment wounds even from childhood, you know, it can bring up a lot of feelings and emotions, which we're seeing here. Okay, we're definitely seeing that here. And the 7 of Cups energy here, if you can see, there's a lot of cups. The 7 of Cups can talk about feeling emotionally overwhelmed, having a lot of different feelings and emotions. And sometimes we don't always understand those feelings, understand those emotions, okay? Some of you, and this won't be for all of you, but I am seeing the 5 of Cups here and the 8 of Cups. Both of these cards can talk about addictions, okay? So some of you may even have had a tendency to self-soothe, okay, by means of, I'm just going to say, overindulging in certain things, okay? Whether that is substance or something else, adult beverages, we'll say, okay? As a way of being able to work through those, okay? So there's a lot of maladaptive coping, okay, behaviors that you may have acquired with those, okay? And it won't be for all of you, but some of you could have you know, been there, have had experiences, or have even grown up in an environment like that, or have been around a family member, a friend, a romantic partner. And so I feel like I said, the 4 of Cups energy can really kind of put a damper on our feelings, our mood, our emotions, and we can kind of go into like a little bit of a dark hole, okay, with that. The Four of Cups is definitely putting us in a place where we feel sorry for ourselves. I often think of the Four of Cups sometimes as like the pity party card, where we feel so low and down about ourselves. And there, of course, are ways for us to be able to kind of bring ourselves out of this energy, right? And that is, a lot of it is acknowledging the feelings and the emotions that are there, okay? And I feel like I said, for many of you, with the Seven of Cups energy here, it can be a lot of those feelings and emotions that we don't understand why we're feeling a certain way. And so I feel like the biggest self-love lesson for you to learn is how to honor your feelings, honor your emotions, especially if they're starting to affect your daily life. Okay? Which, you know, the 4 or 5 of Cups can definitely, 8 of Cups energy can definitely be, like I said, for some of you, self-soothing, okay, by means that may be a little bit of unhealthy behaviors. The 8 of Cups energy is about us letting go of things, okay, that are no longer bringing us happiness, fulfillment, okay, that are not giving us what we need, whether that be friendships, family situations, romantic partnerships, a job, anything that could be something that we're not happy with. We have the power to change it, okay? And the 4 of Cups message is basically about us having a blind spot, right? Not being able to see the full picture or the opportunities that are around us to be able to get the help that we need, okay? Your card that you chose here, Ascend, this is connected into the third eye chakra, okay? So with the third eye chakra here that's coming in, and then you have all of these heavy feelings and emotions. Of course, this can go into the heart chakra, right? Obviously, because it's feelings and emotions, but these can also be stored down into the root chakra and also the sacral chakra, okay? Because of the feelings of guilt or shame or humiliation or any of those really heavy feelings and emotions that we can hold on to. It can even be affecting the solar plexus, which the solar plexus is our power. It is our confidence, our self-esteem, okay? The shadow side of the solar plexus is grief, okay? So if you're someone who's holding on to grieving the loss of someone or something out of your life, you know, a big lesson for you here with the 8 of Cups is about taking time for yourself, okay? Getting the help that you need, especially if there is, you know, going into that energy of depression or feeling really low, okay? Getting the help that you need. I'm also feeling, because you have the Knight of Pentacles energy here, the Knight of Pentacles is about slow and steady movements. Okay, so understanding that if you're holding on to a lot of these feelings and these emotions that can sometimes, yes, bring you down energetically, that the Knight of Pentacles is like baby steps, right? Understanding that these things are not going to be released right away, right? It takes time. The Knight of Pentacles is about commitment, dedication to what our long-term goal is, right? And as far as self-love for you, if your goal is healing, right? Releasing pain, releasing sadness, releasing, you know, any of these emotions, because the 4 of Cups can put us in the energy where we start to feel indifferent about everything in life, right? We don't feel emotionally happy. We feel discontent with, you know, our love life and then our career and then, you know, family situations that are going on. And we're kind of accepting that that's just the way that it has to be when we're in the 4 of Cups energy, right? That there's nothing that we can do, nothing that we can do to change our situation. Nothing's going to bring us out of that. Nothing makes us happy when we're sitting in that 4 of Cups energy, right? You can be feeling really depressed or down about something, and then someone will come in to say, hey, let's go out, let's do this, let's go here, let's go there. And you're just feeling like so indifferent, like nothing is going to make me happy right now. It's kind of like feeling emotionally numb, you know, disconnected from people, disconnected from feelings and emotions, and just kind of, you know, can end up creating a lot of detachment that you have, right? So the 8 of Cups is about us taking time to seek solitude, right? The Eight of Cups leads into the energy of the Hermit within the tarot, which is about introspection. It's about reflection. It's about doing the inner work. So I feel like your biggest self-love lesson here to learn is to, for some of you, get the help that you need. Don't be afraid to ask for help, okay? Surround yourself with people that are loving and supportive, okay? And I love that this message says, I connect to oneness and expand my awareness, because I feel like, especially if you're feeling lonely or alone, or like, I don't have any friends, or my family and I are not close, I don't have a romantic partner, I don't have any friends. This is about you. I'm feeling, first off, to ground yourself, because with all of these emotions and feelings, this is not grounded energy, okay? Where the Knight of Pentacles is bringing in earth energy to ground yourself through these feelings and these emotions, okay? So I'm definitely feeling learning to ground yourself, especially if you're feeling all of these feelings and these emotions that are making you feel confused. You know, with the Seven of Cups can also create delusion or illusion, right? Us not perceiving things clearly, especially when we're looking through the lens of all of these heavy feelings and emotions. This is, to me, this can create a lot of imbalance, okay? A lot of imbalance with challenging feelings, emotions that you're going through. And I feel like looking at all these cups, okay, there is a need for you to learn how to ground yourself, how to ground your energy. Okay, a lot of this heavy stuff that's going on here can also be something that blocks out your crown chakra and your third eye, okay, which can make us feel lost, make us feel unstable, okay? And I feel like with the oneness here, it is you understanding that you are not alone, right? You have the support of your spirit team, okay? Your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides that are always there, right there for you, okay? You just need to ask for their assistance, ask for their help, okay? But I'm definitely feeling you committing yourself to honoring your feelings and your emotions so that you are able to work through them, okay? Taking that time out that you need for yourself, that space, and also removing yourself away from situations that are creating a lot of this maybe chaotic energy for you, okay? So that's what I'm saying. And I want to look now at, how do you show yourself more love? Pile 2, how do you show yourself more love? Yes, grounding. And grounding you can do by spending time in nature, going for a walk, exercising, literally sticking your feet in the ground, in the dirt, on the grass, in the sand, you know, in some water, spending time wherever you can, whatever is close to you, okay, that you have access to. Yes, sound can also be something that is helpful with grounding, okay? Chanting, singing, to help you to release. Okay, let's see what else. How do you show yourself more love? Pile 2, how do you show yourself more love? We have the Lovers. How does pile 2 show themselves more love? The Universe, which is the World. We have Judgment. Okay. How does pile 2 show themselves more love? 10 of Wands. Look at that. Let's get one more. Okay, so yeah, this to me is like a lot of energetic burdens that you're carrying. How does pile number 2 show themselves more love? And we have the 6 of Wands. Okay. So I'm just going to put this up here. I'm going to put your little star there. Okay, so how do you show yourself more love? Well, one of the things that I'm noticing here is this 10 of Wands, okay? The Ten of Wands is when we are carrying a lot of weight, a lot of burden, a lot of stress, a lot of feeling drained, exhausted, fatigued, burnt out, carrying things from our past. And you have Judgment here, okay? And Judgment is about releasing the things that we're carrying, whether that be pain, suffering, heartache, grief. This is also a time for us to forgive. And that could be forgiving yourself, forgiving other people. Okay? Because essentially when we're going through something, or we've gone through an experience with another person, we are the ones that are suffering by holding on to things, right? From past. If we're holding on to resentment, if we're holding on to anger, from things that we've gone through, we're the only ones that are suffering, right? By carrying that. Forgiveness, of course, is not something that happens overnight. It takes time. Okay? It definitely takes time. But with that Knight of Pentacles energy, like I said, little by little, baby steps. Okay? Little bit at a time. But as long as you stay committed to learning, right? Which is what you're learning up here. Your biggest lesson is to take those baby steps with your healing. Okay? To honor those feelings and those emotions. But yes, Judgment is where we transform, we grow, we evolve by looking back on certain experiences that we've gone through. Okay? And looking at the lessons that we've learned, okay, from those experiences. I'm also noticing that we have the Lovers here and the World. Okay? So for many of you, it can be ending, okay, certain relationships, romantic connections, friendships, family situations, removing them out of your life, especially if they are ones that are only creating pain and heartache for you, or that you feel bored, or that you feel discontent, you feel unhappy, you feel depressed, you feel sad, you feel lost, you feel confused, all of those feelings, okay? The universe, the World card is about bringing a cycle to an end. Okay? So especially if it's a romantic partner, okay? Or even a toxic friendship, toxic relationship, or if a romantic connection is only making you feel this way, unhappy. Okay? The World energy here is really a time for you to kind of let go, release, close out the cycle, that you could be keeping yourself in, right? And the Lover's energy to me is also about you finding balance and union within inside of yourself. And that is we're coming from working on healing your feminine energy and your masculine energy. Okay? With the feminine, this is you working towards nurturing, right? Self-love practices, self-care practices. With the masculine energy, it could be you learning how to be more assertive, how to set boundaries, how to stand up for yourself, how to find your voice, to be more confident in yourself, right? The feminine energy, learning how to love yourself, how to, value yourself more, put yourself first, okay? Many things, but yes, the Lover's energy is about balance and union within inside of the self. Okay, so maybe even removing yourself out of cycles, repetitive cycles that you keep yourself in, being more mindful, right? When you're keeping yourself in those feelings and those emotions, you, like I said, with the Four of Cups, sometimes we feel like there's nothing we can do. That's why I call it the pity party card, because we're feeling sorry for ourselves. We're feeling low and we're feeling down. And this mood puts us in a place where we think that there's nothing that's going to fix it. We have to settle here. We're stuck like that, and that's it. Right? We feel miserable with the Four of Cups energy at times. So the Ten of Wands to me is all of those energetic burdens that you're carrying, and this is a need for rest, a need for bringing balance back into your life. And then you have the Six of Wands energy here as well. The Six of Wands is about you learning to celebrate yourself, to love yourself, okay? Because the Six of Wands energy is about recognition. It's about being in the spotlight. So it can also be you surrounding yourself with people who see your worth, who see your value and treat you as such. But it's also you recognizing and understanding you don't need anybody's validation or acceptance, okay? This is you learning how to love yourself and to celebrate you, your victories, your accomplishments. Even if you are sticking to, little by little with your healing, be proud of your victories, right? Whether they're small ones or big ones, celebrating that. What else here? Yeah, I'm just feeling the need to show yourself more love is to really kind of surround yourself with people who value you. Okay. And that can even come from a job, right? A place that you work that is making you feel bored or feeling unhappy, right? That you want to leave, and it could be you taking those steps that are necessary to remove yourself out of that, where you surround yourself by bosses, managers, coworkers, friends, people that are supportive, people that are going to lift you up, right? And if it's making you feel anything other than that, those are the wrong set of friends, wrong relationship, okay? And there's the need for you to kind of really look back on that, right? With the Judgment card here, and to hopefully remove yourself out of those situations, okay? Knowing that you're strong enough and you're confident enough to be able to make those changes that are necessary for you to really put yourself first and show that you love yourself by only surrounding yourself with people that are loving, that are supportive, okay? The Lovers is also a card of unconditional love, okay? It's also honoring your own heart, your own feelings, putting yourself first, okay? So let's look at some more oracle cards. How do you show yourself more love? Pile 2. How do you show yourself more love? We have reassess. And it says you have the right to change your mind. Okay? So reassessing certain situations. Are they the best for you? Are they ones that you know are not good for you? Unhealthy? Okay? You have the right to change your mind. Okay? Let's see. How do you show yourself more love? We have self, and look at how she's kind of coming out of this little bird cage here. It says, if beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich, and happy. Try loving yourself instead. Okay. How do you show yourself more love? Oops, we have action here. And it says, baby steps are still steps and they're better than standing still. Okay, like I was saying with the Knight of Pentacles, right? And like I said, that is your biggest self-love lesson to learn, is that sometimes healing can be something, of course, that is very overwhelming. You're feeling like, I don't even know where to start with this. I have so much stuff to heal, so much trauma, so much pain, so much anger, so much resentment, and I don't even know where to start. So you know what? I'm just not going to do it. Forget it, right? I'm just going to stay unhappy. Okay? So that Knight of Pentacles, small little changes that you can make to your daily practices, right? A little bit of time for you. Maybe you'd like to journal, write about it, voice your feelings, your emotions. And that could be by using the recorder on your phone, okay? To speak your truth, to use your voice. It could be you creating a blog, creating a podcast, creating your own YouTube channel, right? Talking about your experiences that could help another person. It could be you writing a book, okay? Journaling, talking to a therapist, right? Little baby steps, but as long as you stay committed to that long-term goal of being able to heal and be able to keep your emotions in check, right? A lot more stable is what I will say, okay? Not allowing them to control you, right? But you being a master of your own feelings, your own emotions, okay? So let's see. Let's go into this one here. And I'm not saying suppress your feelings and emotions, right? Don't do that. I'm saying not allowing your emotions to completely just kind of derail you in a sense, okay? So how do you show yourself more love? Pile number 2. This one wants to come out. Self-acceptance. It says, nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear divine. Okay, and this is also talking about oneness as well and expanding awareness. Okay. Yeah, nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. And I know I've seen comments like that before too. Like, I'm so tired of working on myself, of being told to work on myself. Okay, so it says, when you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. Okay, and that's really learning how to shift into the vibration of love. Okay, which is what this is. Loving yourself, right? First and foremost, the lovers, loving yourself. We also have positivity. It says, if you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. Okay, so let's see. How does pile 2 show themselves more love? We have release self-doubt and let go of fear. Okay. We also have treat yourself to something beautiful today. Okay. Let's get one more. And then we have believe in yourself, unleash your inner unicorn. Okay. And let's see. How does pile 2 show themselves more love? We have I am blessed. Okay, and maybe that can be thinking about things that you feel blessed for, that you do have within your life. Okay, and I feel like that goes along with the positivity. Okay, changing from pessimism to optimism. It says, I follow my heart. Okay, so like the Lover's card is about us honoring, right, what the heart is feeling. Let's see what else. How does pile 2 show themselves more love? We have the Mystic Rose, and it says compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and also grace. Okay? And I feel like that a lot of that is you learning how to be compassionate for yourself, how to be, you know, more nurturing, more loving, paying closer attention, I feel like, to your feelings and your emotions so that you're able to allow yourself to honor them and work through them. Okay, and like I said, for some of you that can be that could mean you getting the help that you need, right? Not being afraid to ask for help. We have fall into my arms, and it says surrender, holding the opposites and the extremes of life. Okay, so I'm feeling there's also a need to also understand that there are, right, certain situations that are outside of our control. Right? I feel like a lot of it is you learning how to keep yourself, like I said earlier, grounded, and not trying to force certain things, certain relationships, certain friendships, things of that nature, but more or less you surrendering and kind of handing it over to your spirit team, especially if you're someone who does hold on to a lot of heavy feelings and emotions. Like I said, your spirit team is always there for you. Okay? Just be open to calling upon them. And they'll, you know, give you the messages, the signs that are going to help you to connect with the right people, right, in your life. Okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonated with the Medicine Woman Heal, I nurture and nourish my mind, body, and soul with the Smokey Citrine crystal. This is going to be a reading. So a little bit about this message before we get into pulling your tarot. This card is talking about rest, retrieval, restoration. Talking about you have the ability to be able to heal yourself. And there's the need for listening to your body to replenish yourself in a way that is beneficial for you. Okay? This is us having the understanding that we are multidimensional beings. And there is a need for us to be more proactive about maintaining our mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being. Okay? Those of you that are, I feel like, more naturopath, okay, that there are natural remedies for you to be able to promote healthier, right? Healthier version of you. So this card, if you can see kind of like the way that she's dressed, she looks very much like a priestess, shamanic energy. Okay, so this is telling us that each and every one of us has the ability to tap into our intuitive healing abilities. Okay, those of you that have ancestors that even come from shamanic practices, this can be you even learning more about that and looking about what types of practices your ancestors may have had, right, when it comes to healing. Okay, so let's look at your tarot. Pile number 3. And also she's got her crown chakra, okay, that is lit up here. And so this is you, through the healing, you are helping to strengthen that connection, the openness within the crown chakra that is going to help you to connect with your ancestors, your spirit guides, your spirit team. Okay, so let's see, pile 3. What is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? And I feel like for many of you it is learning how to tap into those natural healing abilities. We all have the power to heal ourselves, okay? We all do. It's in there. Let's see. What is pile 3's biggest self-love lesson to learn? I feel like a lot of that could even come along with honoring and the feminine energy, healing the feminine. What is pile 3's biggest self-love lesson to learn? We have judgment. We have the 10 of Wands, okay. Nine of Pentacles. The Hierophant. Okay, we've got we've got some stuff here with the Hierophant. Means business. Let's see. What is your biggest self-love lesson to learn? You're learning all right with the Hierophant energy. We have the Ace of Wands. Okay. All right, so where do I want to start? Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands here. And the 10 of Wands is about carrying a lot of energetic burdens. Okay, and these can be things that you're currently going through. They can also be things from your past. Okay, this is when we basically feel so weighed down by things energetically that we are holding on to from childhood, you know, friendships, relationships, family situations, and holding on to all of this, right? To the point where it is weighing on us so heavily that I feel like very disconnected from self, okay? We can be harboring anger, resentment, you know, pain, grief, sadness, so many different energies here. And this can create a lot of us feeling very fatigued, drained, tired, exhausted, burnt out, okay, taking away from us. So yes, energetic burdens here. And I'm seeing that you do have Judgment here. And your two major arcanas you have are the Judgment card and the Hierophant. Now, Judgment is about us, because it is talking about karma, okay? And so karmic lessons. And like I said, with this Hierophant, Hierophant means business. The Hierophant, you are definitely learning, okay? Because this is a card of higher wisdom and knowledge that is attained through experiences, okay? So we're definitely learning lessons here. So I feel that one of your biggest self-love lessons to learn is all of these things that you're holding on to, that you're carrying, to take this time with the Judgment card to look back, okay, at your life, at your experiences, whether that is taking it all the way back to childhood or relationship experiences, and take an honest, good look at your thoughts, feelings, your emotions, right? Ideas, everything that is attached to those events, those moments, okay? Because Judgment is where we have the opportunity to forgive ourselves, to forgive others, to release the pain, the burden, the anger, the resentment. And we're meant with this because Judgment, like I said, it's karma, right? So we're learning from these karmic cycles that we go through, okay? Regardless of what type of connections we have with people, we're constantly, right, being tested in a way, going through these karmic lessons. And so it's important for you to take some time to think about what you've learned from these cycles, okay? So that you can, with the Hierophant energy, grow and evolve. Some of you might find yourself in situations that are very similar to each other over and over, and find yourself in repetitive cycles. They're happening over and over again for a reason, okay? Happening for a reason. And it may be because we're not paying close attention to what we've learned, because Judgment allows us that time to look back, to review, and to grow and evolve from that. We transform, we release, right? The burdens, the pain, the anger, the resentment. We take the lessons with us, right? Moving forward. Love, we take that with us. Everything else goes. Okay? This is where we release. This is where we transform. This is about death and rebirth, transformation, renewal, right? Of our soul, in a sense that if you go through one experience, I'll just use this as an example. You go through a very challenging relationship, okay? That you don't really take the time to heal it, okay? You go into another relationship. Guess what? You're bringing your baggage with you, right? We're bringing this with us. Even if it's our inner childhood stuff, we're bringing that with us, okay? So it's a need for us to take that time to reflect, right? To look back. You know, do we need to forgive ourselves? Do we have to forgive another person? And forgiveness, of course, is not something that happens overnight, but we can definitely work towards achieving that place, okay? So that we can bring an end to these cycles. And looking at this Nine of Pentacles energy here, she looks free, okay? She looks free. She's got this beautiful white dress that's just kind of flowing all over the place, right? And the Nine of Pentacles is also a card of independence. I'm feeling definitely an energy here of autonomy. You discovering yourself, okay? For some of you, this can even be breaking away from codependency, okay? The need to feel codependent, because this is a very independent energy. For some of you, it can be, what do I want to say? Yeah, I'm going to say releasing attachments to past, okay? Is how to let the past go and not carry it around with this Ten of Wands energy here, okay? Because Judgment is about releasing that, right? Lessons we've learned, releasing and not taking this with it. We take the lessons, the love, move forward, okay? So of course, like I said, that it does take a lot of inner work, right? But this is basically Spirit saying here, you have the power to heal yourself. Okay? And if that means going to somebody who's going to, with the Hierophant especially, the Hierophant can be a mentor, a teacher, right? Somebody who is able, that is wiser, right? That maybe has advice to give to you, ways of healing. Okay? So maybe for some of you, it's even going to someone who can give you the tools or to help you to discover the tools you have from within inside of yourself. Okay? To be able to focus more on loving yourself. Okay? With the Ace of Wands energy here, this is about a spark of passion or creative energy. Okay? It's an opportunity. And I feel like with that, being that you have the Ten of Wands here, right? Let's just say, here is your Ten of Wands. This is all the stuff that we're holding on to. Okay? And this isn't a traditional tarot deck, but in the Ten of Wands energy, it looks like this guy has a bunch of wands that he's carrying on his back. And it looks like he's ready to just like fall over with all of that weight that he's holding on to. And we go into something new and we're throwing another wand, right, on that person's back. How you think is that going to make you feel energetically, right? We just keep piling it on, piling it on, piling it on. What do you think that's going to do to you, right? So the whole purpose of this energy here is to release, right? We can feel free, right? Independent of these things that we've been holding on to in the past. I feel like a big lesson for you is to take that time, you know, to reflect back on what lessons you've learned, right? So that they can help you, because the Hierophant can also talk about our beliefs, our morals, our values, which can also be very limiting at times. Okay? So this is about you taking notice about certain beliefs that you carry with you, and if they are ones that are hindering you, weighing you down, holding you back, and what can we learn from those beliefs that we've held? You know, are they hindering us? Causing maybe chaotic energies or situations, challenges in our life? Are we holding on to self-limiting beliefs? Okay, so this gives you an opportunity here with the Hierophant to say, you know what? I've learned my lesson through reviewing with judgment about all these beliefs that I was holding on to that were holding me back. And you know what? That doesn't resonate for me anymore. Right? So being able to change and grow wiser because of that. Okay? And then your Ace of Wands energy here, like I said, is about creative energy. Okay? But to me, being able to release this gives you an opportunity to start new, right? To focus your intention and your energy on something else. Okay? So let's see. How do you show yourself more love? Pile number 3. How do you show yourself more love? Yeah, I feel like an honest reflection about what lessons you've learned as you've gone through cycles. Okay. I'm also feeling with the Judgment card, maybe for some of you, there's a need for you to learn to be less judgmental of others and also yourself. Okay, that may be something like literally, like if you're somebody who has a bad habit of judging people based off of negative beliefs that you might hold that you could be projecting onto others, or if you kind of constantly worried about other people judging you. Okay. Okay, let's see. How do you show yourself more love? Pile number 3. We have the Emperor. Three of Wands. How does pile 3 show themselves more love? 5 of Wands. Ace of Swords. I'm going to move this up here. And we have the 7 of Wands. Okay. Showing yourself more love. Okay. So the one thing that is kind of very stand out to me, of course, is this Emperor. Okay. The Emperor, it does represent masculine energy. So some of you, I mean, this can really kind of go, I feel like in a way, showing yourself more love. The Emperor is about, I feel like discipline makes sense here. Discipline, focused intention, and that could be towards yourself. And one of the things that I'm seeing here with the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands is about you standing your ground, not backing down, standing up for yourself, setting boundaries, okay? Especially if there are people that are kind of directing energy at you that is unwanted, undeserving. It is you learning how to, maybe assert your power with the Emperor energy, standing up for yourself, okay? The Emperor is the masculine energy, so it's very powerful, okay? When it is something that is in balance. So many of you, it can even be connecting with your, although this was feminine energy there, we've got masculine here, okay? So maybe for some of you, it is finding that balance between both, okay? We can also take on, of course, toxic feminine energy, also toxic masculine, okay? If we're being controlling or demanding or belittling others, right? That can delve into being very toxic with our masculine energy. It can also create blockages for us where we have maybe even blockages within the masculine energy where we don't stand up for ourselves. Because the Emperor is also very authoritative, okay? And so I'm feeling there's, especially with the Seven of Wands here, a need for you to kind of really assert yourself, but in a way that is, I feel like, respecting others as well, okay? Not in a way that's overpowering, overburdening, controlling, manipulative, which of course both masculine and feminine can take on that trait. But yeah, the Emperor to me is about you keeping yourself grounded, focused, disciplined, learning how to be the authority in your own life, taking control, asserting your power in a healthy way, okay? You also have the Five of Wands energy here too. And the Five of Wands, the fives in the tarot, they all connect back to the Hierophant, also a five, okay? And remember how I said with the Hierophant can talk about our beliefs, right? Our values, morals, because the Hierophant represents tradition, right? The way that things have always been done based off of society, rules, religion, culture, things of that nature. The Five of Wands can be, I'm feeling, how can you show yourself more love with this? The Five of Wands, I feel like, could even be removing yourself away from conflict, people who create conflict in your life, or the need for you to create conflict, right? Especially if you're someone who, and this may not be for all of you, but it could be causing or creating drama, arguments, fights, conflict, tension, stress, okay? If you are the starter or you are the person who is surrounded by that type of energy, okay? I feel like there's a need for you with the Ace of Swords energy here to, I'm definitely feeling, finding your voice, speaking your truth, because this Ace of Swords to me is some type of breakthrough, some type of truth that is being revealed to you, right? And I feel like the Five of Wands can also be a good energy in that you have this competitive energy, kind of like this fighting spirit here. And I'm feeling like kind of standing up for yourself is a big thing here. Standing up for yourself. Seven of Wands, Five of Wands. The Three of Wands energy here, I feel like, is how do you show yourself more love, is not waiting for something to change or waiting for something to happen, but it's more or less about you taking action. Okay? You taking action to change circumstances within your life. Okay? Because the Five of Wands, yes, can be very challenging, right? It can also create a lot of arguments, stress, you know, with siblings or with family members, with romantic partners. It can also be conflict that you have with inside of yourself, inner conflict, okay? And that can be working through that as well, because the Ace of Swords here, it is some type of a breakthrough in your awareness. Maybe it is being more mindful of your own behaviors, your own thoughts, your own actions, your own words. But yes, I'm definitely feeling the Seven of Wands energy about needing to stand up for yourself, needing to find your voice, loving yourself, you know. Yeah, I'm feeling also the Three of Wands energy is about foresight. It's about thinking ahead, planning ahead. Okay. So I feel like showing yourself more love, maybe this comes from you planning things for yourself, but actually taking action, because the Emperor is also about strategy. The Emperor is also about looking at things from a higher perspective. Okay. As well. Okay, so let's go into our oracle. Definitely a lot of strength and a lot of power with the Emperor energy, which is, you know, when we can keep it in a healthy, masculine way. Let's see what else. You know, the Emperor also represents loyalty. Okay. A strong, firm foundation, right? And you could be creating that. The Seven of Wands is also a card of adversity, challenges, and perseverance. Okay? So maybe this is for you to also, like when you feel like you're dealing with some type of conflict or some type of challenge, this is also recognizing when changes need to happen, changes need to be made, right? And sometimes if there are certain challenges that you have, that you're facing here, like I said, I kind of see this as like a little bit of a fighting spirit, that you don't back down, right? If there's something that you're wanting to achieve for yourself that, you know, is going to give to you in a positive way, it is not giving up. Not giving up on yourself, okay? So how do you show yourself more love, pile number 3? We have a closed door is an invitation from life to move in an even better direction. It's time to change course. Okay? Change course. Something's not working, right? Something's not in alignment. That's how you can show yourself more love. Okay? Especially if it's a romantic relationship, a friendship that is not serving. How do you show yourself more love, pile number 3? We have needs, and it says, do you need more time to yourself? A break from thinking too much, a kind encounter with a friend. Your needs matter, and it's time to honor them. How do you show yourself more love? We have elevate. Look at that, self-worth. And it says, you get what you believe you deserve. It's time to raise your standards. Okay, so let's see. Pile 3. Well, how do you show yourself more love? Impatience. It says, my life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Okay, so maybe it's learning how to be more patient. Okay, and understand and trust in divine timing. So let's see what else. How do you show yourself more love? And that can even come from you being patient with yourself, right? Your own healing. We have work, and it says, I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. Okay? So more or less this message is about you connecting with your higher self, connecting with source, God, universe, okay? Let's see what else. How do you show yourself more love? That could be strengthening your connection, right? Strengthening the connection that you have with yourself, with your spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, your higher self. We have embrace your inner divine goddess. And then we have you are perfectly beautiful. Okay, you are perfectly beautiful. And I feel like that comes from a lot of you learning how to love yourself exactly as you are. Okay. Especially, like I said, for some of you that are judgmental, right, of yourself or even others. We also have treat yourself to something beautiful today. Let's see. How do you show yourself more love? We have I am ready. Okay, so look at how this card, it says I am ready, but yet she's covering her eyes. Okay, so this to me is about you building up your confidence to be able to face things. Okay, and not let fears and anxiety hold you back. Okay, certain beliefs, going back to that Hierophant energy, lessons, right? About how beliefs can be something that can create blockages. We have I am a healer. Okay, and like your message here is about you being able to tap into your inner healing energy. Okay, knowing that you do have the power to heal yourself, but it is about you putting the work in, right? Let's see what else. How do you show yourself more love? We have forge, don't follow, and it says pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Okay, which takes me back to that Emperor. It's about you standing in your power. Okay, you being the authority of your own life and being able to kind of make changes that are going to benefit you in the strongest ways. Let's see what else. How do you show yourself more love? We also have break the chain, and it says ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Okay, so going back into that judgment card, like I said, looking back to past karmic connections, situations, ancestral patterns, and you being the person to break it. Okay, which means that once you are breaking any of these patterns, you are helping future generations ahead of you within your family line. Okay, so I'm going to leave this reading here for you, pile number 3. I do hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.